Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody. Hey, this is Preacher Moss, your host of the Shout Out Show. Well, they say in production, nothing's perfect, and I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, is definitely isn't perfect. Live or broadcasting has its challenges, and here we are on the 100 show, having problems doing what? Broadcasting the 100 show. But you know what? Lano's best, and I'd really just take it like, listen, folks, we're just happy to have everybody on the show. Apologies for anybody that went to the other link. I hope we're still coming up on Facebook Live. Appreciate you. I'm going to give some shout outs right away. This is my brother, Sue and Mikhail Pittum, Jason Pittum. Thank you so much for coming on, brother. Appreciate you. Reporting for duty. He will be an integral part of the shout out team moving forward. And we have some people also shouting out. Sister Sultana, we know we got to get you in the back. We're going to make sure that happens too. I just want to say, man, it's our 100th show. I thought about what the comments were going to be. We're going to have a bunch of guests. And the theme that I came up with is we just got to keep working. Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My theme is we just got to keep working. When I say keep working, means like, the show's got to get better. The ideas behind the shows have to get better. I have to get better as the host. And the writing, and I'm thinking to myself, that's what I need. That's what I need. So we're actually going to follow through on something that we didn't get to do before. I'm going to put something in the comment section for you people, for my brothers and sisters. I'm going to ask that, today we're going to make the show a little bit different. When I say a little bit different, it means that, we're going to crank out some stuff. This is our 100th episode of the Shout Out Show. And even more, today, it shows you how merciful Allah is. On the 100th show, I want you people to tune in, but I want to do it differently. Normally, you're in the comment section making comments. Today, we're going to do it differently. I saw Sister Sophia, Brother Mikhail, you are actually going to be on the show. How about that? You can come on the show and make your comments. You can give your own shout outs. You can tell me if you like the shout out show, when you started listening to it, when you stopped listening to it. If you referred your friends, if you referred your enemies, it's absolutely okay. I'm going to give you the link. There is the link, and we'll be going back and forth intermittently. I'm telling everybody, that's the link, and make sure that you tune in and check it out. But I want to talk about the shout-out show a little bit, as I do some homework, if you will. The shout-out show is interesting, and we have somebody who's popping in. I'm going to bring on Sister Sultana right now. My mom is supposed to be on here, but I'm going to have to work it out. Mom, I apologize in advance. And there you go. There we go. We got people popping in. Thank you so much for the 100th shout out show. I appreciate you, brother. We're trying to go for another 100. Muhammad, don't go anywhere, brother. Don't go anywhere. We're doing something different with the show. Normally, I tell everybody about we normally you get 100 shows. You tell everybody about how great it is and da-da-da. This is a fan show. This is a community show. So Sophia, Sultana, Muhammad, Mikhail, don't go anywhere because we're doing something different today. I'm actually the host going to put on people because I value the people that come and support the show more than me just running my mouth. So don't go anywhere. We're going to do something different. So I want to introduce somebody who's a very integral part of the show. It's so important when you don't know that the people back behind you are making this whole thing go because, the shout out show started out. In fact, we're going to talk a little bit about it. And then we're going to bring on some people. So Sophia, don't move. Thank you for Mabruk. Thank you. I appreciate it. A lot of love. But you see, I got put on the bow tie, people. I'm going to tell you, I haven't performed anywhere in front of a live audience since the end of February, brothers and sisters, the end of February. And let me tell you guys where the shout out show came from. I'm not afraid to say it, man. I really didn't know what my career was going to be once COVID hit. I was hearing things like there would be no large scale live performances until fall 2021, and I still believe that. But this idea of the shout out show came from my sister. I was talking about it for a while, but Sister Sultana actually came in and she brought some stuff in. So we're actually going to talk about that. Sultana, one of the people behind it.
Oh my gosh.
About the shout out show. And what was really, really awesome, and let me give another shout out. Sister Ike all the way. Thank you, all the way from Indonesia. We talked about the Shout Out show. And what was interesting is we talked about really one show, brothers and sisters, one show. And when I mean one show, we were talking about, we'll do like one a week and da-da-da. And somewhere, somehow, maybe I was fasting or thinking about fasting. I was like, you know what? We can do 30 for 30, like on ESPN, knocking that off. 30 for 30. And we decided to do a 30 for 30 edition of the Shout Out show. And what happened was after we got to 30 shows, we're like, what do you do now? And the old grumpy black man said, well, hey, fool, do 31. And we kept doing it, and we kept doing it, and we kept doing it. And now we're at 100 shows. Now, Sister Rabina, thank you so much for tuning. Don't you go anywhere either. Because today I want people to get out of the comment section. I want you to get on the show. I want to hear from you. I'm like old folk. I want to lay some eyes on folk. I want to lay eyes on you. Sister Tana, what? Oh, she dipped out on me. Okay, she'll be back. But I want to hear, what do you guys think about Shout Out show? I'm gonna go to Jason. Mikkel, you know, you married good Sister Sue, and you got you got a niece and a nephew of mine. Can you log on, brother? And I'd love to talk to you during the show if you can. This is the log on right here. And we'll be managing that from the back. But there's a shout out. So everybody who's in the comment section, don't be afraid. Don't be shy. If you're looking at this on Facebook or YouTube, don't worry about it. Okay? Just sign in. We got some new comments down here. All right. Can I list the link? I guess I can list the link there. I think I can do a great many things. That's why I need Mikkel, brothers and sisters, because I can't figure all this stuff out by myself. Oh, no, that's not it. Hold on a minute, folks. Give me a minute. I put it on the screen, but Brother Mikkel has given me a great idea, and I'm going to make it happen. So here's the link, everybody. He has let me know that I can do that. So we got Satana here in two places. And here we go. There's a link, everybody. I'm putting it in the chat. There you go. Click on that link and you're going to be on the show. I'm going to do something totally different. Forget all the other shows you ever checked out or whatever. You know what? I am going to put you on the show. Let me bring Sister Sultana back. Now here we are. We're having some technical difficulties, but isn't that this television? That's a Shout Out show. You know what? It never was perfect. It was never meant to be perfect. But somewhere along the line, we got blessed, and it was fun that we can still have fun. We can still add people to it. Sister Sultana, what do you think about it? I know you thought I was crazy. Sister Sultana, everybody, is a consultant producer, which means that she keeps me in line. The show's never late, even though we had some technical difficulties trying to figure out some things. The show's never late, and I stick to topics. And we bring out topics that we think people will enjoy, if you will. And even more so, you know, sometimes it's just you're learning through discovery. Like, I literally didn't know if I was going to even do the Shout Out show at some point in time. Okay, Sister Tana has dipped out. Sister Tana is getting her Wi-Fi at the gas station, brothers and sisters. Sister Tana, what is going on with your Wi-Fi? You have killed this whole broadcast. You have killed the whole broadcast. You waited 100 shows to sabotage this thing. You waited 100 shows to sabotage this thing. Oh, wait, you know what? I don't know if people actually...
My apologies, everybody.
You know what? I think I made a mistake because we actually had some issues here. Now, people are like, I can't post. Okay, here we go. People, please use that link right there. JT.
All right. So,
little brother, use that link. Disregard the other link. Use the last link that I sent at 5:18. We had some technical difficulties on the show. Everybody knows, preach. I'm a good comedian, but sometimes I can't figure this out. All I do is pay for the broadcast. And you need some technical stuff, you're gonna have to call somebody with a degree. That's the way you go. Well, Sister Tana, what are you thinking? We got 100 shows. I want to celebrate, but it's like it seems like after 100 shows, it means like you just got to work harder. You know what I mean? What do you think?
So okay, yeah.
You're not used to being on TV talking, huh? All right, boys. Sister Tana is
Okay. So hey,
you're
so
going through it.
if you got me, let's just talk for. Can I just talk for like 2 seconds? I think
Please.
you heard me before
Stay
my Wi-Fi goes out,
there.
and I got to move my car from the gas station. So definitely when we started this, we said we were going to do one show, for the shout out show, and somehow it turned into 30 for 30 when we were actually working with like trying to work with the Muslim Journal team, and we were going to try and put repost the shout out show on the Muslim Journal website when we actually launched. And so then it was this whole yeah, is this, and the preacher said, well, let's do 30 for 30. I'm like, is this guy crazy? But alhamdulillah, it actually, it just progressed. And, then we said, hey, let's do 50. Then, hey, 70, let's do 100. So alhamdulillah, Allah, gave it to us. And it's been actually interesting. So, yeah, alhamdulillah.
Like I said, this is a really reflective point, because as a comedian, it's like anybody that does performance, like jazz or music or stand up, it'll come a time, man, when you think that the market, if you will, the market, it can't entertain you anymore. Like it can't sustain you anymore. And I think we all come to that. Like our bodies aren't gonna be able to do what they used to do, and really in business, like your art may not be able to do exactly what you think it should do or what it's been doing, something like that. And the crazy part about it is, when COVID hit, I really had to look at how I creatively express myself. We got Sister Sultana back. Are you back now? Okay. But I'm saying, the shout out show has been a blessing because it's allowed me to. Okay, we got a problem with the link.
I guess so.
We're having all problems. We're gonna try this link, please. Maybe I should have. Okay, we're having problems. Not even able to bring people in. This is a bummer. Okay. Let's see. Try this link, please. Okay, it's not working. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But in any event, just talking about the shout out show, it's been, a mercy for me. It's allowed me to stay in touch with friends, family, relatives, which has been great. But I think the other thing, man, is like you forget how many people you know. And just being able to go out and speak to people on a daily basis. Who knew we'd be doing a daily show? And we're doing a daily live show. Okay, I got this sister right here. Still not working. I apologize. Well, let me apologize, Sister Rabina. Let me apologize. Something is going on with StreamYard today. We've been having problems all day long, and it will happen on my thing. Brother Jason, I'm not sure what's going on. We have some errors that are going, but the link is not clicking. I'm gonna ask, copy and paste the link in your browser. I'm trying, man. I am trying. So I have some people that are backstage, but they're not coming up. And I got some people who are angry, not coming up. Okay. Okay, I guess you can't do both. All right, Sister Satana. This is probably I always joke about my mom being on the show, but I'm having probably one of the worst technical shows that I ever had. I think I'm gonna have to do a redo. I think I'm gonna have to say. Can you hear me, Sister Satana? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Wow.
I think so.
Okay, there, I hear you now. Samir, all the way from Kansas City. E. Kareem, brother, thank you so much for coming on the show. 100 show. So let me see. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Now you can't copy. Okay. That's the deal. They can't copy to come onto the show. So we're having some difficulties here. I guess it's the live show. I think I'm gonna have to redo this show. I should have done a big show. I'm trying to do trying to add in here. So we're not able to bring people on the show. I'm a little bit bummed. I guess I should have figured that out early. I don't know. We have some people that are backstage, but we're not able to bring them on. Let me see. I don't know what we're doing here. Let me put my banner back up. This is, I thought this was going to be an easy show. This is the hardest show we had. I think we got kicked out of one broadcast. I had to come back on another broadcast. Then it brought this. Fortunately, though, it still kept in line all the stuff that I had. But wow, we're struggling here a little bit. Let me see. We got another comment from somebody. Okay, everybody, can you try that one? Try that one. Oh, it's got a sad face. Sister Rabina, can you look at brotherstreamyard.com? Okay. I don't know if we can bring him back. I'm going to ask a question. Jason, are you in the backstage now, or can you come back on the show? I am. Wow, this is a bad show. I'm trying to figure this out. I tried to do some things that were new, and Sister Satana, you keep popping out on me. Okay, but listen. I apologize for the technical issues. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to do the 100 show reboot. Sister Satana, I just announced I'm going to do the 100 show reboot tomorrow. So we're going to do our shout out. Brother Mikkel said he's in the backstage.
This is a practice for the 100 show.
Yeah, Brother Jason said he's actually backstage. I don't know where, though. I think this might have to do with he's not backstage. So I'm going to give out shout outs. Thank you, Brother Samir. Yeah. Sister Chaudhry, I know, thank you. But we're going to work it out. So don't worry about it. I believe in redo. I believe in forgiveness. I'm going to forgive myself for the show. And we're going to put some people out there. We had other folks out. I want to make sure I get them out because I can't even get my mom on right now. That's not good. It's my brother JT. Thank you so much. I know, man. I'm trying to bring all these folks on. You know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to bring on like the first 10 people, first 8 people, and then just go that route. But, Allah knows best. I always believe in good intention. So some plans, if you will, for the shout out show. We're going to keep our format for a little bit, but we're also, inshallah, with the help of some sponsors, we're going to bring on guests. I know you guys are very tolerant of me, if you will. You listen to me speak at times. And I think sometimes, I think we are in a space where other people need to be heard. Other opinions need to be heard, and I'm looking forward to those opinions. I'm gonna give a shout out right here to my sister. Yes. Okay. Don't try and do it when you're driving, sister. Don't try and do it when you're driving. Oh, okay. All right. All right. There we go. I'm about to start driving. Well, keep us in your duas. I'm gonna keep talking. All right. Okay, here we go. Anybody on messenger.com, anybody to come up with that link, you can come on. Can you come on the show, Jason? That's not possible right now. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But some of the things we're going to be having for the show, we're actually going to be having, number one, we're going to bring some writers on for the show, which means that we're going to have different sections for the show, inshallah. We've been very blessed to produce our first cohort of writers from Funny Right Now. Some of those, I'll be reaching out to them about writing small segments for the show. Opinion pieces, funny opinion pieces. Things, because I believe it's really important, brothers and sisters, that we encourage and we support our young writers in our Muslim community. And we have a very dynamic group of young writers that I believe are fantastic. They've been dealing with me for the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, if you will. Next week is their last class, and I'm going to talk to them about contributing here on the show. As for myself, I'll be in my main capacity. Pretty much during the week, it'll be what it is, but I'm thinking Friday and Saturday, we will expand this a little bit more, if you will, to have more guests, if you will, have more opinions, if you will. The idea now is, do we keep going 7 days a week? And I believe so, yeah. Like I said, we are, for lack of a better word, we're like the Muslim Waffle House or the Muslim, the Muslim Denny's. We stay open 24 hours. And we're 7 days a week. And I believe that if we can do this, and I'm asking this of all the people that come on the show, please, let people know about the show. We did 100 shows, and that's by the mercy of the people that tune in, mercy of Allah, but there's also the idea that we understand that there's a void out there. When I say there's a void, I mean that there's a thirst for this type of entertainment. When I say thirst for this type of entertainment, I mean that we're also able to do some different things. When I say different things, it means that, yeah, we can do some stuff. I have a great suggestion from Sister Rabina. Yes, I think we are going to move a section of the Shout Out Show to Instagram. One of the reasons I don't do Instagram is they don't let you own your content. So when you give it to them, it's their stuff. And I'm like Chuck Berry. I'm like Ray Charles. You got to own your masters. So I apologize for this, but we want to own our masters. And I'm saying this to a lot of my Muslim brothers and sisters. We have to be in the business of developing content for ourselves and also in the discipline of not giving away to everybody. So while I do use Instagram, we'll be using Instagram to send out some of the shows that we did before. And we'll be doing what we're calling the Shout Out Show, the SOS Shorties. So you can catch the best of shows, if you will. So we hope to be doing that. But Sister Ravina has a great idea. And I hope soon to be doing that in the next week or two. So you get announcements. More so, this show is really about being thankful. I told you guys what I was as a comic, and I work a lot, comedian-wise, that type of stuff. My work has always been to support. It's always been about service. And that means a lot because the people who I run into, they have the same philosophy. So my brother, JT, Sultana, Sister Rabina, Sister Safia, the people that come on this show know about service. They serve creation. They serve their communities. So this is a vehicle that kind of celebrates that as much as I can. And I hope to continue to do that. So this isn't necessarily a show you're going to see on Netflix or Hulu or things like that. And those platforms are fine. But I wanted something that was dedicated, if you will. I wanted something that, my nieces and nephews, my brothers and sisters, they could watch this and understand that there was somebody every day at 5 o'clock rooting for them. So this is a fan show, but not a fan show like fan of Preacher Moss. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of everybody that comes on and makes a comment. A fan of everybody who makes a dua. And I hope that, as this thing grows, that we understand that that was it. Like, you guys are part of the 100th show. And we're going to do a 100 show redo because the technology is messed up. Sister Zatanna has been to come back on. I don't know. It might be computers, stuff like that. We deal with these type of things. Don't act like you ever went to a Muslim event and they didn't have technical difficulties. I think it's part of hadith for Muslim events. Something has to break down. So I'm not immune. But my point is, this show, the idea of the show and the spirit of the show is going to continue. We will expand, if you will, and I'm going to ask that you guys expand with me. If you have ideas, I love that sister. Rabina makes a comment about Instagram, because a lot of times, people want your participation, but they don't want your input. We want you to show up for the show, but we don't want to tell you, don't tell us how to do the show. Don't tell us what can improve the show. We don't want all of that. I do. And on this show, we're going to continue to do that. And we're going to bring guests that you like. There might be some guests you might not like that much, but everybody on this show is going to have a voice. So let me give a shout out to Sister Zatanna. God knows we tried, but good gracious, girl, I don't know. I hope that whatever gas station Wi-Fi you were using, whatever gas station Wi-Fi you're using, I'm hoping it works out for you. I heard Wi-Fi is really good on pump 6. Try Wi-Fi on pump 6, any shell in America. Wi-Fi on pump 6. Okay. But the fun part about it, and I wanted to make a special shout out to a couple people. One is Sister Zatanna. Sister Zatanna has been very instrumental in making sure, and I started to say this earlier, making sure that not just the show came on, but it came on with the right tone. And it's hard to have a consultant producer that can deal with the amount of emotions and up and down that I can bring to the situation. But she's been very, very meticulous in understanding that the show's important. And 100 shows later, it's still important. And we have to celebrate that. Muslim ideas are still important. Muslim lifestyle still has value. Muslim comedy and all those type of things. Because I'll tell you, brothers and sisters, when I started doing stand-up in the Muslim community, if you will, for lack of a better word, it wasn't organized. It wasn't organized. It got cohesive. It got popular, and then it got disorganized, and then it wasn't cohesive at all. So here we have a show it's a people show. It's a people show, and it will remain a people show. So when you're in the mall or in your masjid or a mosque or whatever, in your house, and you're 6 feet away from a person with social distancing, let them know with the shout out show, you don't need the social distance. We don't need that. We want people to come on the show, feel engaged, feel valued, and more importantly, feel good when you leave. Now, another person I want to give a shout out to is my main man. I don't even know if he's still on here. It's my brother, Johnny L. Thomas. John has been riding with me since I was doing stand-up back in 1992. So when he comes on the show, he's not a random guy. He's like my honorary Muslim brother. And what's important is that he's always supported me in all my endeavors, all my dreams. Sometimes you talk about a lot of things that doesn't happen, but he's always been in to help me talk things into existence. And I do appreciate that. Because when we talk about talking things into existence, it's really important. Because if you're lucky enough, if you're blessed enough, you have a community of people who talk things into existence. Like I said, I want to also give a shout out to my main man, Doug Robinson. Doug Robinson and I struck up a relationship about 2 years ago. I taped a comedy CD called Confessions of a Muslim Comedian, which will be coming out. And what was great about it is, he kind of worked with me a lot on understanding quality, which is why when we do these shows, it's very important about quality. Not so much quantity. We did 100 shows, but quality. And when I do things to make sure that that doesn't go away. And Doug, I want to thank you for that. If anybody saw Love Supreme and Anatomy of Gratitude at the Muslim Global Film Festival, that sound work was due to Doug Robinson spending hours and hours and hours toiling with the sound because the sound was horrible, and he made it sound like a masterpiece. He made it the opus. He made it sound like the opus I wanted it to be. All right, Sister Sakina out of Charlotte, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Sister Sakina is she's an old school OG, and when I say that, it means that she's a warrior. You know, she's a warrior. She's about her family. She's about her community. When I met her in Minneapolis, she was so much about working in that community. It's like I got a lot of respect for that sister, how she holds it down. She got, you know, got a daughter, 4 sons, but she makes it happen. I'm like, you know, and this is probably not the 100 show you wanted, but damn it, this is the one you're gonna get. And my mom is not on the show. Unfortunately, there's casualties of this technology thing. She was in the background, ready to go, but we were having audio things. I couldn't present the show, and it just went haywire. So I'm going to say this about my mom, and I'm going to send her, you know, when I was young, my mother, she didn't coddle me, but she protected me. I thought differently than the other kids. Though I like to play and listen to the R&B, I also like to listen to classical music. I also like to listen to jazz music at a very young age. And my mother encouraged me to think differently. So I knew about civil rights and all of that. And when I had to go to school, part of the integration and busing back in the day, you know, she always put in my heart that as an artist, you have 2 or 3 different voices of how you can express yourself. Verbally, physically, and of course, creatively. And that has always been the thing for me. When I meet people, when I speak to people, I'm still in those languages of being able to creatively have organic experiences with people. And, you know, my mom, you know, COVID, all that type of stuff, you know, Miss Mary is always going to be Miss Mary. I don't even call my mom mom. I call my mom Mama Son. And that's where the S she went, because it says, you know, you know, the Islamic thing, you know, if heaven lies at the feet of your mother. Well, the sun was always on my mother. In fact, my Muslim name is Shamsuddin. Yeah, Shams, son. I want to keep the tradition going. So, Mom, though you're not on the show, and I love to have your interview, we'll work it out. But just wanted you to know, your #1 fan loves you, and we appreciate you. My big sister Layla, she didn't even think she was going to get a shout out. Layla has been rocking with me for a long time. And what I like about Layla is that she's never made a situation where she judged me. We laugh at things that are inappropriate. I know they're inappropriate. She never said, brother, stop laughing at that. She understood my heart and understood it's just some things that were funny. Sometimes we got to leave the room and things like that. But it's the idea that you always had a big sister. Now, I don't have any like natural born siblings, people like JT. That's just my brother. I adopted him. Now, you know how black folk do. That's my brother. And if you say anything different, we're going to fight about it. But Layla has been my big sister for a number of years and has always been in my corner to make sure my mind was right when I did things. When I did, Allah made me funny and blah, blah, blah. And she was there when we lost her father. But she's always been there as a steadying thing. You got to have people in your life that steady you. You got to have people in your life to understand that you may not be right at times. But people that steady you, that allow you in your own space, they remind you that it's still a safe space. So, Layla, I want to thank you for that. Ahmed Khatib. This is little brother, people. So if you ever go to the Preacher Mars website and stuff like that, that's Ahmed Khatib and brother Abdullah Rashid. Well, Ahmed has been with me for a number of years. I never had any money to pay the brother. He shows up. You talking about you never have money to pay the bill. He shows up early. The only reason you're looking at StreamYard the way you are right now is because of Ahmed Khatib taking the time to show me how this thing works, the possibilities of it, the functionality of it. Hey, brother, I wish you were here earlier because this whole thing went to hell in the handbasket a little bit earlier. We're going to have a little after party. Yes, yes. Let's look at Sister Rabina. You driving? What's going on with your sister? We're going to have a little after party. It's more like an interview, but they're going to let me do my thing. And I'm going to be talking about, and Sister Rabina, I have to take care of you in some regards. Can you go to permissiblelaughter.com? No, permissiblelaughter@gmail.com. We got to send Sister Rabina something. And Sister Ika, all the way from Indonesia, we're going to send him something too. Listen, the purpose behind this whole thing is, you know what? I just love our community. Can I say that? Like, I love our community. Like, people make certain things happen in our community, and I always remember it. And I'm going to shout out my brother right here. He's Jason Pittum, but I always knew him as Mikkel. His wife is Sue Pittum, and I used to call him Misu. But here's a brother that's always been in my corner, man. And it's funny because we've seen each other grow. We've seen our families grow. You know, your kids, your kids, your career. And, you know, it's interesting that everybody I'm shouting out never really changed. Might have got a little older, a little grayer, might put on a couple of pounds. But that intelligence, that emotional and intentional intelligence never changed. And you know what's great? I can always count on that. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. And check this one out. AK, check this one out. Jason Pittum says, it's because of AK that we're all here. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate everybody, folks. You know, and like I said, I could have done a different kind of show, whatever, and we'll get back to it. I believe in the redo. We'll do the 100 show redo because we had technical problems. I'm not even worried about it right now. If there's anything you're going to take away from this, it's just the joy in my spirit. And I also want to shout out, my family in Toronto. I want to shout them out. Sister Ishrat. Please make dua for her mother-in-law. She's really not doing well, but please make dua for her. Because even, when our parents are in pain, our loved ones are in pain, just pray that even if they have to leave, they have to return to Allah. We ask that if you will, that transition is peaceful and without pain. So I'm going to ask everybody to make that dua. When we have our loved ones, it's always hard to see them in pain. So I would just want to ask, like I said, please make dua. That'd be helpful for all of us. Okay? Cool. I'm going to shout out some people you've never seen on the show. I don't know if I can even get them on the show. But I'm going to shout out my pops. I'm going to shout out my pops. Who's my pop? My pops is Clifford Mars Jr. Okay? Why? My dad is an old school dude. And what I mean by that is, he understands a lot of what I go through. Always been supportive of me. Always been, he's not a BSer. So, if you're not funny, if you will, he'll tell you. And my dad had told me plenty times, boy, it's not that he didn't think I was funny. He thought I was crazy. That's fun. I'm going to put this back up here. For you guys who want to come on Facebook.com, New Freedom X. The after party will be at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm going to have fun. And it's kind of nice every once in a while just kind of kick back. So I'm not going to kick back too long because we're way over the time that we normally do. We will be doing a redo of the 100th episode. So I don't know if this is going to be a mulligan or exactly how we're going to do it. or it's just gonna have to be yes. Let's give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to one of my early supporters. That's Imam Warden Muhammad, and I don't have stories like brother. I was with the Imam for 100 years. I was with the Imam when he was born. I wasn't with the Imam like that. I was late coming to the game of Islam. It was in the second, firmly in the second resurrection. But we had small conversations, and the reason I say it was small is because there were always people that needed his guidance. I didn't ask for his guidance, but I got his support, and that's a big thing. And we even stand here now, because I say, really, would there even be a shout-out show worth watching if there wasn't Allah Made Me Funny? And would it be an Allah Made Me Funny if there wasn't a conversation with Imam Warden Muhammad way back in the day? And he had the inspiration to say, don't make this thing a WD Muhammad project. Make it a world project. We'll be here for you. And he was very wise. He was very wise. Oh, Sister Rabina, where are you located? It's midnight here. You must be in the UK. Is that right, sister? I'm so sorry. You can't stay up that late. Well, we'll get a copy of this broadcast to you, the after party. Because after party, you're going to be laid out 16 different ways. I'm sorry about that. But you know what? The intention was there. We invited you. I'll make sure you get a copy of it. Check with, go to permissiblelaughter@gmail.com and we'll work it out for you. But it's midnight. Look, if you got to get some rest, get some rest. You know, I normally do a half hour. And I'm going to wrap up. And Sister Rabina, thank you for staying up because you didn't have to do it. We appreciate it. There you go. I figured the UK. But thank you so much for coming. Everybody, it's not the show that I wanted to do for you, but it's a show that I got to do for you. And I appreciate that. See what I'm saying? It's not a show I wanted to do in my mind. It's a show I got to do, which says that I feel blessed and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for all you folks that came on the program. I want to give a shout out, like I said, to my father, Clifford Moss Jr., all the way out in Albuquerque. Moss family, the Foster family, the Griffin families, the Bethel families, the Siddiqui families. I want to give everybody a shout out that deserve one. Another shout out for sister. Oh, here we go. Hey, JT, Yolanda's on right there. I want to make sure that I reach out for everybody. The Thomas family up in Wisconsin still holding it down. I appreciate you. I am going to be back tomorrow if it's Allah's will. And you know what? I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you for supporting this show, the 100th show. My blessing is we'll do this again in another 100 shows. And we'll have more people, we'll have more to talk about, we'll have more relationships, we'll have more friendships, we'll have more fun, we'll have more laughs. My name is Preacher Moss, your host of the SOS Shoutout Show, and also your servant on the SOS Shoutout Show. Thank you guys so much. Have an absolutely wonderful Saturday, or wherever you are, Sister Rabina, moving into Sunday. Wherever you are, have one. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Layla, I'm going to put this last one up. I appreciate it. There you go. Everybody, stay blessed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to keep that on 100.